Jay here for Stretford Paddock. That's Joe Smith, and this is Paddock Live, where we talk about all the latest Manchester United news, and let's be honest, even the lack of it. Don't worry, we are going to be getting into it. It's not all happening, but green light, Ratcliffe, Stadium, Trident, Manchester.
Yes.
Lights. Trees and that.
Champions League.
Do you know
nights,
what?
Jay.
It is, right? Because I'm a little bit out of sorts, yeah? Because someone in the chat, get involved in the chat in the comments, by the way, but someone in the chat, Globot, said share price up 8% on the day, up 15% this week. People are betting on a sale or major investment again.
Ooh, have you checked your Man United shares?
Check my portfolio,
As you
say. Can we see there? Have you got a single for me? No? Okay. Sorry, take your time. No, you can't. I don't think you can see it.
Too bright.
Too bright. That's always my bloody problem.
Like your future.
Right, is that? No, that's too dark. Let's try again.
Jesus Christ, I wish you'd never cut to him now.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's just not happening. Anyway, green. Yeah,
You're only
some
up.
Green.
It's worth £20.11.
I made 11p profit from my initial 20 quid investment.
When did you put that in?
2021.
So in 4 years, you made 11 pence profit.
That's how we roll, yeah. Buy low, sell high,
By inflation, you've lost money.
By inflation, I've lost a lot of money.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. But Man United are on.
If I'd have buried 20 quid in the garden, it'd be worth more than that now.
Yeah, that's true. Because it would have turned into a lovely sort of bush,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? A shrubbery of sorts. We're not just talking about that. We're talking about transfers, updates on Baleba and Wharton today. We've got the puns. We've got a slightly more streamlined producer cam. So let's cut to producer cam. But what have we also got as well? You might see it in the middle there.
Let me just switch.
Producer Mike.
Cool.
Look at this.
Yeah, we've given the lunatics are running the asylum here. We've given them access to a microphone. Is this microphone plugged in, or is it like when you give your kids a steering wheel in the car and go, yeah, you can
testing
drive.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Are people hearing that? Testing 1 2.
Did you let us
This
know?
is
if you
like
heard
Maggie
that?
in the back of the car in Simpsons on the intro. Isn't
Yeah, yeah, go on.
But we'll be hearing from them and their puns later on. Mic off. Right, let's get into our first story. What we got? If the price is freight.
It sounds like something you would say.
What?
If the price is freight.
If the price is freight. If I was from a different place
Yeah,
and
it
was a
doesn't
different
sound.
person.
When you started to say it, I realised the error of my ways.
The price
Yeah.
is freight. Don't mind it, don't love it. It looks good on paper, but reads badly, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, can we have cut to producer cam?
How do you feel about this one?
Who thought this one? You?
No.
Oh, it's a bit of a mix.
Absolutely
So
not.
you then?
Fright.
No, we get it. It's not a
Yeah,
question.
who came up with it?
Harry.
Yeah, me.
Right.
Well done, Harry.
Yeah, not the best start.
Not the best, but not terrible.
But
and
not
it's good
awful.
news, potentially. This is from the Daily Mail. Let's get into this. Manchester United get major green light on building £2 billion, 100,000 seat New Trafford.
That can get in the bin.
Vile. We cannot let New Trafford stand.
No, that is not a thing. I'd rather have the Aldi Arena than New
I'd
Trafford.
rather have new Old Trafford
Yeah.
than just New Trafford. Because New Trafford makes no sense.
No, it's shit.
Manchester United are optimistic that a deal for the land around Old Trafford that would pave the way for their new stadium will be struck. The Premier League giants' plans for a state-of-the-art 100,000-seater venue have been complicated by an ongoing issue with Freightliner, who own a crucial parcel of neighbouring land. Daily Mail Sport understands United have offered around 50 million, with the company seeking what they feel is an unrealistic 400 million. However, it can be revealed that United officials have now carried out what have been described as constructive discussions with Freightliner and are optimistic about striking a deal within the coming months. Big breakthrough, Jay.
Big break. Isn't a crucial parcel of neighbouring land what you call your pubic hair? If memory serves.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. The testicles, the penis, and a crucial parcel of neighbouring land, and that makes up the whole groin area. Yeah, that's the genitals for you. And obviously, you've got the back ginnel leading to the swamp. I like that. Do you prefer a parcel or a tranche?
Oh, I love tranche.
Tranche
Such
is
a great
word,
word,
isn't
a
it?
tranche.
On this news specifically, I think this is great because not necessarily, whether or not you want a new stadium. Unfortunately, we seem to be a step past that argument now.
Yeah.
I think the idea of moving is going to happen. And for me, I want the best version of that to possibly exist. I want it to feel different there. I want the stadium to be outstanding and stand out, not just amongst the local skyline, but amongst all stadiums on the planet. I want this thing to be iconic every which way, whether that's 100,000. I know we spoke before about the feasibility of that specific number, not necessarily being the most kind of,
cost effective,
but something about seeing six figures on how many people are in your stadium feels bigger than, 100,000 seems way bigger than 90,000.
No, I hear you.
And I want it to look ridiculous, and maybe in a bad way, but also I kind of think in a good way. I want it to be the biggest, boldest, and sort of most eye-catching stadium on the planet. Not just, we've got another one of those round things that everyone else has got, Lego plug-and-play stadium that, Tottenham have got, Arsenal have got, Bayern have got, everyone's got. Atletico Madrid have got one. Everyone's got one of these stadiums that looks the same. None of them look like that.
No.
And if we were going to get, stiffed over this land, changing the whole project, we're not going to be able to redevelop the area now. We're just going to have to do, a sort of plug-and-play kit stadium that's going to cost, 1.6 billion, and everything else is going to stay the same. That would be the most depressing of all outcomes. You're leaving the iconic Old Trafford, and you're moving to something. It may be bigger, it may be newer, but it's going to be worse. That for me was always a bad thing. And I'm not saying this exact design will still stay, we know that, but it seems as though this is moving towards the whole area feeling like it's sort of centred around this magnificent new stadium. And that's what United have to be doing if we're ever going to leave Old Trafford, I think.
Yeah, I completely hear your point. I mean, I've advocated for a new stadium for quite some time. I remember when I first was saying it, I was first asked to do something on the radio about it on BBC, and I got a bit of stick, a lot of pushback from other match-going fans especially. They were like, oh, Jay, what's wrong with you? Da-da-da. As time's gone on, the stadium's getting more and more decrepit, and more people going, okay, I get it. I'm not saying I was the first one to say it or the only one to say it. There was lots of people that did think that as well, but it wasn't a popular opinion. I think now it's shifted slightly where more people are on board with it. Now it looks like it's going to happen regardless of whether you're on board with it or not. Yeah. If it does happen, like you say, you want it to be worthwhile. Yeah. You don't want to go, we've moved and now we're in a 75,000 seat stadium and the roof doesn't leak as much. Like, what?
Yeah, for an extra 8,000 seats.
Yeah. It's got to be something seismic, and this does feel like that. And we know we've spoken about this many times. We spoke about this before Sir Jim Ratcliffe even owned any of United, and it very much feels like if you want your legacy to be something, if you want it to be, last forever, you want to really imprint something on Manchester United. Yes, you can maybe make some good signings, get United winning trophies again. You can do all those things, and you'll get a lot of credit for it, and you'll be remembered for it. But if you are behind a new stadium, then that will be huge for your ego, and let's not pretend that Sir Jim Ratcliffe hasn't got an ego. I don't think there's a billionaire on the planet that hasn't. So I get it, we'll have to wait and see. This does feel like it's just maybe settling a few nerves that were creeping in about whether this was even going to happen or we were going to do this sort of scaled down version where you almost get to the point of what is the point.
Exactly.
Like you were saying, are we going through all this Miva for now? So by the time you finish, you've had 5 or probably longer, 7 or 8 years of developing and building, and at the end of it, you've got like an extra 10,000. It has to feel worthwhile. We had Nathan Salt on the channel the other day. He made a lot of very good points, because you've got to remember Nathan, he's not a United fan, he covers United as a reporter, but he's from the outside looking in and going, look, if you want to have that extra revenue, if you want to be able to do the things that you might not care about as a fan, as a United fan, about gigs and concerts and all the rest of it at there, the whole match day experience might not even be that much for you. You might just want to go in like I do, watch a game, go home. But in terms of bringing in revenue that you can then potentially invest in new players and keep you competitive, regardless of the circus that's going on above, pardon the pun, above it when it comes to the hierarchy, then this is the way forward. And maybe United just need to move with the times, and if we are going to do it, we need to go hell for leather. I'll get in some of the comments and I'll come back to you because I want to stay on this subject for a little bit longer. Let me know. Get involved in the chat in the comments. I don't often say this about a United topic, but I do feel like there's almost no wrong answer. I get people that are so emotionally attached to United, Old Trafford, they don't want to move. I get people like myself who think it's time to move on. I think it's one of those topics where you just come in from a place of, you love the club, you love United, you just want what's best for whatever reason. Cowboy says, I would build a stadium closer to Everton style over Spurs. Everton, I was speaking to someone, one of my family went to the new Everton stadium, and they're an old school, they're in the 90s. And they went to the new stadium for the first time and obviously had a big emotional attachment to Goodison, but they loved the new stadium. They thought it was fantastic and they enjoyed their experience there. Jarl Malmin says San Siro is as iconic stadium as Old Trafford. Seth says I love the design, hopefully they build it. Craig Turner says best stadium plans in the Championship if things don't change. Red Lad says I'll never be on board with leaving Old Trafford. While in the super chat, Heaven Soul, who's been a member of the Academy for 16 months, says when I become a benevolent billionaire, I'm going to buy Old Trafford naming rights and just name the stadium Old Trafford again. You're welcome. Yeah. Some people don't even like the name Old Trafford, you know. Some people like, it's the cricket ground. Obviously.
How long has it been called Old Trafford for?
I have no idea. Despite
100 years?
Yeah, probably. But I know there's people in Old Trafford. Look.
It's not been called anything else anytime.
Not to my knowledge.
Certainly post-war.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's always been called that.
Yeah, listen, it's mad this, isn't it? Because this looks like it's really going to happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, for all our lives, it's been Old Trafford. And only recently, in the last sort of 2 years, has it realistically looked like we're going to move.
Do you know what I think has happened a little bit? I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship like this where, do you know, sometimes...
Probably, I've been in loads of relationships, mate.
God.
Let's say loads. One.
Been in. I've certainly seen one.
The one that I'm in now.
And when I say mate, don't ever call me mate again.
Sorry.
So, where you're in a relationship where you sort of know it's not going to work, but you're a bit of a coward, and instead of breaking up with them, you just let the relationship get shit, so that they eventually go, we should break up. This is what the owners have done with Old Trafford. It's, no one wants to leave Old Trafford, but if we let it get shit enough, everyone will pick something over this. Do you know what I mean? So the Old Trafford that we should have had, which is quadrants filled in 2006 or 7, which was then some way to work out something with the South Stand, build over the train line, you know, change the train line, you know what I mean, something, find a way to make that work, build up the South Stand in 2015, let's say. Now we've already got a 90,000 seater stadium on this, you know, where we are now. And then maybe we do an exterior facelift and a Real Madrid style thing where we spent 300 million 10 years ago to get that South Stand up. Now we're going to spend another 600 million Bernabeuing the fuck out of it, making it the best version of this current Old Trafford. That could have happened. Yeah. But instead you go, actually we'll do the quadrants 20 years ago basically, and then we just won't touch it for 20 years. Yeah. Just putting the liquor paint on when the mould is so visible that it's on the news, and when, you know, there's a hole in the top of it so everyone's getting piss wet through and concrete's falling on people. Yeah. By then they'll probably want to leave. Yeah. If we make this relationship so toxic, you'll dump me.
Like Carlos Baleba at Brighton?
Yes!
If I'm so shit, they'll sell me to United.
Yeah, for cheap enough where United can afford me. Yeah. It's almost, you know, and it's a shame that that's happened, because an Old Trafford that had been maintained, updated and kept, you know, as well as it could have been over the last 20 years, no one would want to leave it. Yeah. And instead we've got the worst possible version of this stadium that you could have, they've literally done zero to it for 20 or 18 years. What, you know, of course we go, it's a bit dated. Yeah, because it's still the same fucking menu. Let alone the same, you know, capacity. It's like, yeah, it's a shame that we've got to this point. But if we are, like I said, if we are going to change, make it be something that is, you know, eye-catching, sort of a magnificent spectacle of a stadium, whether everyone loves it or not. Obviously, you want to like it, but what is most important is that is a fierce, intimidating, iconic stadium. And eventually we'll learn to love it if we start winning trophies.
You've got to remember, United have got one advantage over every other club in England, is that we can fill a 100,000 seat stadium. Yeah. We can fill a stadium like this regularly. Yeah. And there might be games where we don't, I'm not pretending. There's times we don't fill Old Trafford, and that's 74,000 or whatever it is. But we have the ability, we have the fan base, and we have the popularity. And let's not just kid, oh, well, Jay, if United keeps struggling. Man United were relegated in the 70s, right, and we still had the best capacities or the most packed out stadium in the country. United have always had a bigger fan base than any other country, any other club in the country. So it's not just about success. We went 26 years without winning a title, and during those 26 years, if you look, you will Google it or whatever, the stadium that had the biggest capacity when it was able to hold that many was Old Trafford. So that is not anything new. We've always had a huge fan base, and I think that can still be the case. So we do have that opportunity where you can go, look, you know what? Now is the time to do it because we can fill it and we can, you know, get a lot more revenue coming in and generate all this sort of other revenue streams and stuff from it, and still sell out. So I get it. I don't know. I think there's going to be loads of twists and turns with this.
Yeah,
in terms of the design, in terms of the capacity.
Yeah.
We had a few people saying, like Matt Slater did a really good piece in The Athletic a few months ago. I think it was Matt Slater, where he was saying, look, don't be surprised if it's closer to 90,000 and 100,000 because this, and this. Yeah. Don't be surprised if that design isn't what you see, because a lot of time when architects will announce something, they'll go, this is what it's going to be. And then by the end of it, it ain't that.
You walk it back a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. But
the one thing
I definitely think it's going to happen.
One other thing I think, obviously, in terms of like a closing roof and that sort of non-footballing abilities that the stadium has, is one thing I think they might need to revisit. Because if you are going to spend this much, you don't want Taylor Swift getting pissed on for 2.5 hours, do you?
No.
Despite what your Google searches may say. I think if we want it to be this all-purpose thing, having probably a closable roof on there might be the only way to do that. Because otherwise, I think it might. I like that they said it's a football first thing, but it can be a football first thing. Yeah. Still with the ability to do other stuff. If you don't want to go and see the Rolling Stones, you don't have to. But I think for if you're going to spend $2 billion on a stadium, you probably want it to have every single, a tick next to every feature you can possibly have realistically if it's about bringing money in. I don't know, we'll see.
We'll see, man. I'll be very impressed if you can go and see the Rolling Stones in 10 years' time, but that's a different story. And also, stop going on about my Google searches.
Sorry about
between me and my internet service provider. Someone said, can we have a poll in the chat about stadium, yay or nay? That's quite a good shout.
Yeah, let's go for it. We'll come back
who said that? Sorry, I didn't give them the credit. Cowboy. So, yes, can we do a little bit of a poll?
We'll come back to that though, but let's get on to our next story first. What we got? Open the palace gates or it's war.
See the thing here as well, the graphic.
The photoshoppery of it all.
Like a Viking, yeah, war, yeah. Okay, I like it.
I quite like that.
Yeah, it's very good.
Who came up with that?
That was all me, that one.
That was all Harry, that
all
one.
Harry.
And I spent a while with the Photoshop.
Yeah, I can see the Photoshop there. He's got a helmet on?
Helmet,
yeah.
Shield.
Shield.
There's even a sword behind the
sword there.
But you can't see it.
Sword behind the graphic?
Yeah.
Oh, there. I thought this was that part of the kit?
Yeah, that's just the shit. What era are those sword and shield from?
Roman.
Both Roman?
Yeah, Roman.
Oh, I thought it was Viking era, Roman era. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's really good.
Very
I like that. Well done.
Yeah, very good. Very
impressive.
Good. Yeah.
Let's get into this. From Fabrizio Romano. Palace block offers for Wharton. Fabrizio Romano has reported that Crystal Palace have no plans to negotiate a fee for Adam Wharton ahead of the January transfer window. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Romano said they want Adam Wharton to stay at the club and to be a really important part of the story. Then 2026 summer transfer window, maybe after the World Cup, we'll see if Wharton will be there or not. He has chances. Palace will assess the situation with the player, also based on proposals. Romano added, we have many links with Man United. I can confirm that United appreciate the player, guys, but it's not only Man United. Trust me, it's several clubs appreciating this boy. Do you know what club I feel like Adam Wharton could go to, or I could see him playing for?
Go on.
Man City.
Yeah.
He's the closest thing England has to Rodri, I think. I think he's got that coolness on the ball. He's not as good as Rodri and probably never will be, but he's got that coolness on the ball. He's got a sort of just a kind of posture and composure where you go, oh, we'll be all right here. He's just got a real kind of clean up and down game where he doesn't rely on his speed, but he covers ground really well. Like Rodri's not fast, but he's everywhere all at once. I think I could see him going there. Obviously, I'd love him at Man United, but we'll have to wait and see.
I think it was Peter Hall who did a piece on him, comparing him to Michael Carrick.
Yeah,
which I know will tickle your fancy, because you absolutely love Carrick, and rightly so. He was mint. I'd have Wharton.
Yeah. I've
said it for a while. I think whilst he's a different type of player than Baleba, and Baleba probably fits the system a little bit better, Wharton could do a job, 100%, and do a very good job. Yeah. And I think if you had him in that midfield, the team looks a lot better. And I've been impressed with Adam Wharton whenever I've watched him. I think, I'm going to say whenever. There was a couple of times last season I watched him and thought maybe the hype he's not living up to it. But more recently when I've seen him, in big games as well, he has turned up massively. And he just seems to, he just has that sort of attitude of nothing gets him flustered, nothing bothers him, just gets on with it. So if it could happen, great, but I get your point. City could go out in the summer and go, right, Rodri, he's not going to last forever. We need another Rodri. Is 90 million, and Palace go, right, we'll take that for him.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think he's got a deal till 2029, hasn't he? So they're in no rush. Palace do get decent money for their players. And obviously you're going to have that Premier League, English tax that goes on when you buy a player.
The three of them, you've got Anderson, Wharton, Baleba.
Yeah.
Or obviously they're not exactly the same player as each other, but you watch Anderson play for Forest and for England, and he's got such a control and such a just that, you know, give, go in the right space. If you need me, I'm there. It'd be a dream to play with him, because if you want to take your man on, you can. But if you turn back, it's just there. You know, anytime anyone's got the ball in basically the middle kind of 70% of the pitch, you've got Anderson as a pass on. Wharton's got a bit about that to him as well.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, is that? Carrick had that. And you could give the ball, you could lay the ball after Carrick anytime. Scholes had the same thing. They're not the same type of player, but there's a trait that good midfielders have where they can get you out of trouble all the time. Fabregas had it, Lampard had it. You know, it's just that, oh shit, oh yeah, of course he is. Why wouldn't he be there? United needs someone like that, because at the moment, when things are tricky, Bruno obviously isn't tasked with doing that job. Casemiro, you don't fully trust him. Mainu for me is the one that I think of most when I think of that. And obviously Ugarte doesn't have that about him. You just need someone where you go, oh, thank God, he's there. Right, we'll be all right here. And we don't have that at the moment. So Wharton would be great. I think Anderson would be great for that as well. But we'll obviously have to wait and see on any of these lot.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting, innit? Because in the summer, DMs or midfielders are the one that everyone's after, and they can usually prove pivotal to a team. Like, you know, you're going back. Last time United won a title, we had Carrick. He had a great season that season. You look at City, you saw Fernandinho, who did that job for them, did it very, very well. Different types of players, but that similar position. You look at Chelsea, they had Kante and Matic, I think, and then it was just Kante, but always had someone like that who could do that. Leicester had Kante, of course, as well, when they won it. When the Scousers won it, they had Fabinho, didn't they?
Obviously Rodri at City as well.
Rodri at City.
Yeah.
Like, there's usually a player. Was it Gravenberch for Liverpool last season who operated
Yeah,
that
they
role?
kind of Liverpool.
Was it like rotated a little
weird,
bit?
Yeah.
McAllister wasn't quite that.
Yeah.
Endo didn't really work out, did he?
No.
So it was a little
McAllister and Gravenberch
little bit different for the Scousers last season. But you usually have that player. My point is, there's going to be a lot of suitors for Wharton. There's going to be a lot of suitors for Anderson, and there's going to be a lot of suitors for Baleba unless he keeps performing off a cliff.
Yeah.
So they're all gettable. So it'll be interesting to see who United prioritise and who we get, because there might be a scenario where you actually go for Baleba, get priced out, and end up with Wharton, or vice versa,
or go
whatever.
for two of them.
Yeah.
Or where you think Baleba's good because he offers a bit more, but Baleba is nowhere near the other two in terms of just that Rolls-Royce smoothness on the ball. He's not. He's not that type of player. He's
worrying me, Baleba, Carlos Baleba, with his performances this season. We need to keep an eye on him. Hopefully he'll turn it around, especially if we are going to spend big dough on him.
See, Anderson had, and it's for England against Latvia, so whatever. But I think he had 80 passes in the first half of that game, which is remarkable.
I get, right, credit where credit's due for England.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dismiss it completely, because it's not easy just to turn up for England, because lots of players who are mint for their club struggle in an England shirt. Phil Foden being the most obvious one. He's had like 2 really good games for England.
Yeah.
And he has them almost every week for City, or most seasons he does anyway. So it's not just, oh, well, it's only England. But I'm always a little bit wary, because I'm old enough to remember Tom Cleverley smashing it for England, and all these mad comparisons coming on, and then it didn't quite kick on. So I'll have to wait. I'll have to see personally a bit more of Elliot Anderson, but he's certainly doing what's being asked of him, and fair play to him. Let's
Who'll go next?
Have a look at what else is on the horizon.
Car lost in the chaos. What do you make of that?
It's okay. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
It was a very last minute one, let's be honest.
Very last minute, that one.
Yeah.
Who came up with that one?
It was a mixture of me and David.
Well done, guys.
So what David came up with, Carlo.
What did you have, David?
How did that work?
I came up with the chaos.
So he came up with the chaos, and you came up with the Carlos.
With the rest of it.
Yeah.
With the pun of it all. Yeah. You came up with
so
the
David
rings.
just went chaos.
Yeah.
And you went, right, sound. I'll work around that.
There's a bit more to that though, wasn't there?
So David went, I like the idea of planets. And you went, let's make them orbit the sun, didn't it? Without one, the other could never live. And I like that. Let's get into this. Brighton insist. Well, this is from Fabrizio Romano again. Brighton insist on their position not to sell Baleba. This sounds very familiar to very similar to the last one, Jay.
Yeah.
They insist on their position not to sell Baleba in the January transfer window. At the moment, Brighton insist on their position not to sell the player in the January transfer window. I feel like I've just read that.
Yeah.
For that to happen, it would have to be a crazy proposal, or maybe the player asking to go. But even in that case, Brighton don't want to sell the player in January. Amrin was pushing a lot for Baleba in the summer transfer window. He was considered as a perfect signing by people at the club and by the manager, but Brighton closed the doors. It remains a difficult deal for January. For the summer, we'll see, because Man United might be there and Brighton feel that other clubs could also join the race. Your thoughts?
We'll wait and see what happens with Baleba this season, because he has to sort of improve. So far, everyone's talking about how he's not been at the races. Yes, his head might have been turned, but you can't just tell me he's been turned, so I'm going to be crap forever. Like, he has to improve, especially when you consider he's not even, I don't think he's played 70 minutes yet. And okay, it's still early in the season, but it's not that early.
No.
We're in October now, so he has to start doing a little bit more because of the price involved. If we were looking at 40, 50 million, you think, fuck it, take a punt, maybe just have him one. But there's rumours that it's going to be 100 million quid. You cannot gamble on something like that. You cannot go, well, he's had 2 out of 3 seasons, he's been all right getting.
And the bad one was the most recent.
Yeah, let's just hope he's not Alexis Sanchez did and fell off a cliff. Like, we've got to wait and see what happens with him. I'm hoping that he's just been rattled a little bit by the links and then he's going to start performing again. Because, like I said earlier, in terms of the player profile that United need, he's that guy. Yeah. He's the one that he probably fits the best into this system. But in terms of performances, you just mentioned Elliot Anderson smashing it. I know Forrest is struggling. You mentioned as well, we both mentioned that Adam Wharton is having a very good season. Baleba isn't. And if this was his first season in the Premier League, no one would be linking him with anyone. No. He wouldn't even be linking him with staying at Brighton, as in terms of
be linking him
in
with
their
being
first
loaned
team.
back to, was it France?
Yeah, that's it. They'll be like, he ain't cut out for the Premier League. Because he's been that bad, from what I gather. I've not watched a lot of him, just from what I've seen. And the fact he keeps getting substituted. As a midfielder, if you keep getting subbed, it's not a good look. It's not like, oh, he's doing really well, we'll just take him off after 60 minutes. Because, we don't want to spoil the fine china. Come on, man. No. Like, he needs to fix up. Get involved in the chat. Robbie says, dodge the bullet. A full-named Huggy says, see what state he's in come January. Been shocking so far. Dan Burgess says, like the stream people. Good point. What I don't get says, Anderson is much better. It's ups and downs, but Anderson has been doing better this season, certainly. I think if you'd have asked that question a few months ago, no one would have been on Elliot Anderson over Carlos Baleba, but the start to the season has an effect.
It all just depends on what you want, doesn't it? It depends on what style of team you are. Because for me, Elliot Anderson, obviously he can work in and he did work in a sort of counter-attacking Forest team. But he's a possession football player. Yeah. He loves touching the ball. That's his thing. So a team that has less possession and is trying to transition up the pitch very quickly, he's not necessarily going to stand out in a system like that. I actually think he's looked better this season, whilst Forest have been struggling, than he did last season. Yeah. Because he's got, you watch him playing, like I said, he's just on the ball constantly. Whereas Baleba, he might be struggling for Brighton, but for Man United, where we press really high, I know they do that as well, but you can then, our biggest weaknesses is when we get exposed in transition. He wouldn't get exposed like that, but someone like Elliot Anderson might be exposed there. So it's almost like one might be better for you, one might be better for you, and I think we have to remember that who you're coming in with as well, because you're coming to play next to either probably 2 or 3 of Bruno, Mainu, Casemiro and Ugarte. We're not getting rid of all of them, certainly not in January.
No.
So who suits this best? And I think Baleba, from a purely kind of top trumps perspective, his profile suits Man United's current setup more than anyone else's. Whether, I think Wharton, as I said, and Anderson are better on the ball than him, but United sort of don't need that as much. Yeah. Whereas we do need someone that can be good to cover up our weaknesses. I think that, maybe Baleba makes more sense. We've just got to make sure, like we said, and you said, we keep an eye on him and find out what's going on. Hopefully he turns it around. Because
that's been a massive issue for United, hasn't it? The mentality of players we've signed post-Fergie. Because you look at some of the signings we've made, and I'm not just talking about us on the channel, but you ask yourself the question, when we signed that player, were you for it? Did you think, this is a good signing? So many of the signings we made at the time, I thought, yeah, great idea. Yeah. Well, okay. Romelu Lukaku scored loads of goals in the Premier League, still quite young, scored a hat-trick against us when he was at West Brom, just scored 20-odd goals for Everton, 23 years old, whatever he was. Get him in, how can it go wrong? And it did.
Yeah.
Like, Angel Di Maria just won a Champions League, probably the best player in the final. Get him in, what can go wrong? All the Real Madrid fans are gutted he's leaving. It was shocking. And it isn't because of their ability, so you might argue with Lukaku it is a little bit in terms of against top-end opposition. But a lot of it is just mentality. It's just, United, what's going on? I can't really hack it. And if you've got a player that's struggling this season, there's no way you should be signing him. Like, if he doesn't turn it around. You cannot gamble on a huge wage, a huge transfer fee, if he's ropey. Because, we've had players that have come from... Brighton aren't even struggling that much. But we've had players like Roy Keane got relegated at Forest, but he was mint for him. Yeah. So no one questioned him. They might have gone, well, Forest had been relegated. So he was outstanding, and everyone knew that he was going to be a great player. And he actually improved a lot when he got to United and changed his game a lot when he got to United, and was just obviously arguably the greatest midfielder the Premier League's ever seen. So, it's not just about, like you say with Anderson. Is it Forest? I don't know. The team can be struggling and a player can still be doing well. Yeah. That's not beyond the pale. That's not beyond
Bruno, United for the last few years. Yeah. I mean, another one. A more modern example, Jack Grealish was one game away from being relegated with Villa. Yeah. They stayed up. He's a £100 million player. I know that transfer didn't completely work out, but he's still a good player. Yeah. You can be a good player in a bad team, but at the minute he's a good player in a middling team, a bad player in a middling team, and he needs to flip that around.
We have to look at it, and we have to look at the things that Fergie should look at. Can he handle playing for Manchester United? Is he the right?
Because the other thing to remember here is,
because at the minute I don't know.
Maybe he'll turn it around, but what happens if he comes to Man United and has a fantastic 18 months and Real Madrid want him and he wants to go there? Yeah. Does he
fall off a cliff then?
Drop his tools then as well? Because, obviously, I get there's a difference here, but you've got to assess someone's character generally.
I'm not into that.
I know we're only 7 games in, and maybe it's not just the United thing. Maybe he's got an injury that he's brought in from pre-season. He didn't have a great... there's a million things it could be, but the manager sort of hinted at it. It's, like you said, consistently over the first 2 months of the season now, he's struggling to kind of get up to pace. I don't want that to be, like I said, he's been linked with Real Madrid after a really good first year at Man United. All of a sudden, he's playing poorly until he leaves. We can't have that. Let's move on to our next story. What we got? A sweet deal in our Sour Patch Kid. Go on.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I get this. How does that relate to James Garner?
Toffees.
The toffees.
Right, okay. Because I didn't get any of it.
You know what a Sour Patch Kid is?
No.
It's a type of sweet.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a type of
sweet. Sorry, right. Yeah. Forgive me. Right, okay. Yeah, I love it.
I think it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
The toffees. It's just knitted it all together nicely, that. Yep. A sweet deal in our Sour Patch Kid.
Yep.
Do you like it?
Yeah, really good. Sorry, forgive me.
Up with that one?
Now you mention it, it's the yellow packet in it with the little things
with
on it.
Little fellas on it.
Yeah, I do know it. Yeah, sorry, I was confused. I thought I was looking at our Sour Patch Kid as our kid. I was like, what's going on here? What's that got to do with anything?
Manchester thing.
Yeah, but no, it makes a lot of sense.
Very good. Now, put it full screen a sec. United in focus via Graham Bailey.
So it's a tenuous link.
It is
not to be
there,
completely thick during the entirety of this segment. Yeah. But who's Graham Bailey?
He is a journalist that he's very much your 1 in 10 type of journalist, where he'll say enough that eventually something he said was true. Okay. And then let you know about it. But realistically, 9 out of 10 things he says aren't true.
Right,
and United in focus, I don't know. Sounds like some sort of Ford range.
And it's very sort of covering your back here a little bit, innit?
Yeah.
So
let's get through it and then we'll come back.
Go for it.
Man United exploring James Garner's return, apparently. United's need for creativity has led them to James Garner, who has become a Premier League quality player despite being sold by United for just £9 million. Graham Bailey said, Man United are one of the clubs that have shown an interest in James Garner and would consider bringing the former Old Trafford Academy star back to the club in 2026. Garner's out of contract with Everton at the end of that season, or at the end of the season, and they are now looking to tie him down to a new long-term deal, with a number of clubs showing an interest. One of those is United, who are told recognise the talent and versatility that someone like Garner could bring to their squad. You'd hope we recognise it, considering we had it on our very training pitches for 10 years or so.
Yeah.
You'd think that that would be something recognised, although how much do you recognise it when you sold him 3 years ago?
Yeah.
I guess if his contract's run out at the end of the season, it might be 4 years ago. Whatever it was. How much can you recognise that talent if we just let him leave?
I know a few Evertonians, and I think he's been very good this season, James Garner. I think he is a very good player. And we met him here, didn't we, with Damani and Opera had him in the studio for more than a match. Sort of nice lad.
Seemed very nice.
Chatting to him. I know we can't gather how good he's going to be for United just from the conversation, but seemed like a decent lad. And he's playing very well at a club like Everton, who, and it's not like he's playing at Old Trafford. He's playing in the Premier League and he's doing very well in multiple positions as well. I think he plays at right back and he plays at centre mid. We know what he can do with a dead ball. We used to see that for under 23s. And when he went on loan to Forest, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Championship.
In the Championship, where they went on that cut run.
It was fantastic.
Fantastic. So, I do like James Garner, and I remember me and McCall were talking about him a few years ago, and I was saying, look, I'd like to see him being given a chance in the first team. However, this feels like 2 and 2 could equals 4, but probably equals 5. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was at United, he's doing really well. They'd have him back probably because they need good players and he's good.
Yeah.
Doubtful.
On a free, potentially, but again,
I can't.
I just don't see it.
I don't think he's a guy that's. I think from what I gather again, that he's got a good relationship with Everton. Yeah. He's from that neck of the woods anyway. I know it's not like he's travelled the other side of the world, but he's a Scouser. So, I don't know. I doubt very much we get him on a free.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think. Get involved in the chat. Red Lad says, I'd take Garner back if it's not silly money. Red Devil fan said, Garner on a free, interesting one. Santa Notch doesn't agree, says, need a bigger upgrade than Garner for me. Jimmy Garner and Welbeck back at Man U, that would be class as academy player, says Chris Griffiths.
Easy Belgian chocolate wouldn't want you to melt.
Right. Easy Belgian chocolate wouldn't want you to melt.
Is that a phrase?
Yeah, have you seen White Chicks?
From White Chicks, is it?
Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Do you know what? Just fold the channel. It's over. We had a good innings. 5 years we've had this channel, and now it's fucking come to an end. Have you seen White Chicks? Fuck off.
You're a big fan of the White Chicks,
I fucking hate that film. And I hate this. Go on, you can read it.
Not even allowed a producer cam for that one. This is from The Independent. Man United centre Lomans backed by Thibaut Courtois to handle Liverpool test. Thibaut Courtois has backed Belgian teammate Senna Lomans to pass his Anfield test on Sunday. The first game was a flavour of what United will get. Real Madrid goalkeeper Courtois said of Lomans, yes, we know who it is and what he's talking about. He's a tall guy. Great. He's not afraid to come on crosses, and he's a kid with personality. This is like it's a teacher talking about their student. I'm sure he can do a good job. He has a tough game this weekend, so I hope if he plays, it will go well for him. All the best to him. I will go there myself in a few weeks on November the 4th. It's a tough game there, and I guess Liverpool also have to bounce back after losing a few games. This quote is like, uses the same sort of speech patterns and like language as writing your nana thank you card. Yeah. Yes, it was really good. He is really tall. We will be there. We're going on a school trip on the 4th of November. I hope it will be really good. It's so fucking beige, isn't it? No offence. I know what's he going to say? He's better than me. He should be starting for Belgium. He's good. He's tall. He's not afraid. We're going to York Cathedral on the 4th. Fucking hell. Cheers, mate. What do you think?
It's just all meaningless.
Yeah, it is.
It's like sort of just almost contradictory.
Yeah.
Well, you think he's backing him, and you go, okay, yeah, he's backing him, and then it's kind of like, well, he's not really. He's saying, I hope if he plays, it will go well for him. Yeah. Obviously, he's your Belgian teammate. You're trying to give him a bit of support.
And it's not like Courtois used to play for Chelsea, for Liverpool, is it?
No.
It's, you know, he doesn't have to be particularly down the middle.
Yeah, so even though the headline is he's backed his teammate, he's kind of not really.
Well,
he's saying he has a bit, but then he's saying, I just hope he does well.
So when you look at compliments for either his skill set or anything, so let's go through this piece of play. Is it a compliment? That's the game we're going to play.
Okay.
The first game was a flavour of what United will get, not a compliment. All he's saying there is you're getting roughly what you get.
Yeah,
okay? It's not a compliment.
That's a good point.
He's a tall guy. Not really a compliment. It's a fact.
You're tall.
He's not afraid to come across this. That's not a compliment because he could be shit at it, but just does it all the time.
Yeah.
And he's a kid with personality. Every human has a personality.
Yeah.
Not a compliment. I'm sure he can do a good job. That's not actually a compliment. That's just saying that I think he can. He has a tough game this weekend, so I hope if he plays it will go well. That's, again, like you said, if you actually weave through that, it's not a compliment, it's hope.
No.
All the best to him again, and then it's just back to me now.
Yeah.
I will go there myself in a few weeks. It's a tough game there, and I guess Liverpool also have to bounce back after losing. There isn't a single compliment for his teammate there.
No.
It's just facts, opinions, and then me.
Do you feel like this is Belgium's #1 goalkeeper putting Belgium's #2 goalkeeper firmly in his place?
I think it is not lifting the foot off the head.
Yeah,
of
it's just a little reminder that I'm
Yes.
#1, and there's a reason why I'm #1. And this kid, you know, he's tall.
Yeah.
You got a flavour of what he's about.
Yeah,
he's got
a face.
He likes, he comes for cross. Yeah, he's got hands, and he can wear gloves.
He owns
I've
an
seen
Xbox.
Him. Yeah, I've seen him.
Just saying facts.
You know what I mean? He's got a bubbly personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Skin all over the body, except the eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like what you see, just saying facts.
There's nothing there where you go, okay, yeah. Because he's not. At no point has he said, United have got a great player here. I think he's going to do really well. He won't be fazed by Anfield. He'll go there and he'll show everyone what he's about. Honestly, I'm looking forward to watching him play because I think you're all going to be in for a treat. There's none of that.
No, it's just he's got a Spotify subscription.
Yeah, he's going to go there, and so am I.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's rough stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's interview with a 6-year-old on local news stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of I don't want to be too nice to him because I might overpraise him and then people might think he's better than me and he might get my job.
He's 10 years younger than you.
Yeah, so I just think he's Dan Burgess says he's got a face laughing emoji.
He has got a face.
Any more for any more?
That's it.
Is that it?
We're done.
We're ending on a high.
Well done, that was very good.
Yeah, well done. We got there in the end.
Well done, producers.
Yeah, I'm proud of you all. Big shout out. First time we've had the mic as well, isn't it? It's a seminal moment on Stretford Paddock. It's the first time we've given the producers audio ability.
How have you enjoyed it?
It's been great, yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, now.
That was like a post-match interview from Michael Owen.
Yeah, it was. That was like
after the 4-3.
The Chilean miners getting
out,
wasn't it? Okay, no, it was fine. There was a point where we thought we were all going to die. We did bum each other for about 2 weeks, and then we realised we'd be saved.
That was perfect for Harvey's voice, that reaction as well. That was perfect. Well done, guys. Thank you to everyone.
Everyone.
In fact, Benjamin Toppin, I've done you dirty here, bro.
Sorry,
you did a super chat ages ago.
Well.
And he says, completely agree. Hope you boys are doing well. I'm backing the Wharton transfer all the way. Big shout out and apologies for being so late with that super chat. Tomorrow, after the news, it's going to be me, you, House and McCullough for Off the Bar. It's where me, Steve and Macca get shouted at in the chat or in the comments for not showing you the professionalism that you show.
It's absolutely sickening.
Also, we'll be looking ahead to the Liverpool game. That's on the horizon.
It's real now.
How do you feel? I know we should be wrapping up just quickly because
I think we're going to lose.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I think it'll be more similar to the City game than
I had more confidence until I watched your video with Stephen Howson. And he was quite pragmatic. And it wasn't like he was saying we're going to lose, but like when he was talking about it, I thought, he makes a good point. Unfortunately,
but by the time the preview rolls around and I've actually thought about it, maybe I'll predict us to win. You never know.
Yeah,
I'm that much on the edge at the moment. I just worry that they're going to be more motivated than they've been in ages, probably in a season or so.
Yeah,
because they've got something to prove now for the first time in quite a while. Last year was a free hit that just went amazingly well. Now there's a bit of doubt, there's a bit of pressure. They've had 2 weeks off for the sort of negative momentum to be snapped. They can come back, chuck a load into it. They're at Anfield, they do well there even when they're struggling. I think it's going to be an absolute toughie. But United have been tough in the past.
To quote Thibaut Courtois, will we win there? I hope we will.
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe
yeah.
there could be a win for one of the teams.
One of the teams could win. United could win or they could lose.
Yeah. It is a very stadium.
Yeah, I'll be there on the 4th of November.
It's got to go to chairs.
Yeah.
Right, thank you very much. Okay, play us out.
That's been Joe Smith. Go and check him out on the Sloppy Joe's podcast as well. I've been Jay Motti. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.